So we finally sat down and watched a few new movies. We actually haven't been watching a lot of newer movies lately, which is kind of odd for us. In fact, I don't even know which one we're going to review first. I haven't even decided yet. But we watched The Maid, which is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. All of these are from 2020 or 2021. I think some of them say they're from 2020, but I think they're all from 2021. We also watched Silent Night with Keira Knightley, which you can only watch that on like AMC and such. It's really weird. You can't rent it at all. It's just which is bizarre to me, but. We watched that, and we also watched Howard's Mill. So I'll let you decide which one are we going to be doing right now.
Let's talk about Silent Night.
Silent Night. All right. So Silent Night, as I said, stars Keira Knightley, and it actually has a pretty recognizable cast. I was like, oh, that's this person from this, and this is this person from that, and this is this person from this. So her husband, I think the guy's name is Matthew Good, I want to say. He's in Watchmen, and he's in a bunch of stuff. And then their son is the kid from Jojo Rabbit. You got Lucy Punch in here, who I've seen in so many things. The doctor in this, who brings his real young girlfriend, he is in a bunch of stuff as well, but what I know him best from is a show called The Gangs of London, which is a TV show by Gareth Evans, which is fantastic and just got renewed for a second season, which I think is coming to AMC, which actually kind of makes sense since this is connected to AMC, and that's probably why he's in this. And then his girlfriend is played by Johnny Depp's daughter. And then the bitchy wife is the chick from Annabelle and a few other things that I've seen. It's just like face after face after face after face. That's everyone off the top of my head. But now, as far as the synopsis goes for this film, I'm not really sure what to say because I don't know what is going to be considered a spoiler. We went into all three of these blind. I knew that this one was Christmas themed, which is a big reason why I wanted to watch it since we're in the Christmas season, and I feel like we haven't watched almost any Christmas horror movies outside of Black Christmas. And that's about it.
That's it right now.
So we got to get to it. But this one is set on Christmas, and everyone's getting together for a Christmas dinner, and this night is unique.
Yes. It's a special night.
Because something's happening.
Yes.
There. That's it.
That's it.
Now, on IMDb, this is listed as a comedy horror. No. This is a drama comedy. It definitely starts playfully, and everyone and people are making decisions in this or saying things or whatever that you're very unsure of and like questioning, and then once you start to get reveals of what's happening, you're like, oh, this is why this is happening. Got it. All right. So that all makes sense. But yeah. So what did you think of the film?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I know we talked afterwards. There was some things that we were a little confused on, but part of it was like backstory, and I think a lot had to do with the accents. There's a lot of like really fast paced, like witty
subtitles
British,
encouraged.
Yeah, witty British dialogue and people talking over each other. Normally, I feel like I don't have a problem with British accents, but in this case, because everyone's really posh, just some things got lost. But aside from that, I thought the concept was really cool. I definitely think it's like an eco horror film, which I don't know if that gives a whole lot away, but it's it has that flavor to it, which I dig. I think it's cool.
I'm not going to say that there's... Okay. when it comes to horror, horror is a very difficult genre to nail down as far as what is it and what does that mean? Like, what's horrific and what's horror? Because anything about, the Holocaust
It's horrifying.
is horrifying,
Sure.
right? And it's a horror. I mean, that's like one of the most horrific things that's ever happened in the existence of human beings. But no one would consider, Schindler's List or any of those movies to be horror films, right? So, like, is there really dark, disturbing subject matter in this film? Absolutely. And do I find what the premise ends up being to be terrifying? 1,000%.
Yes.
One of the most terrifying things I could possibly think of. I don't honestly think I can think of much more terrifying. So I guess that's where it gets its horror. Mm-hmm. So I'm fine with the horror, I guess, because of that. But I would say this is more of a comedy than just almost pure drama that is depressing.
Oh my gosh,
it's
such a downer. The whole time when we were watching it, it's just like, you're in a lot of movies you think of like, what would I do in this situation? And I felt like in this one it was, that's definitely the highlight of the movie, is thinking like, well, what would you choose? Like, what would you do?
Oh, I know what I'd do.
I do
so
too.
Do you. Yeah.
I do too. I mean, we were both talking about it the whole time, but it's just crazy because, there's people that would take the route that ends up happening, and it's wild to me. I wouldn't agree with that at all, but anyway, I think the horror elements are subtle in this. I agree with you though that I think it's mostly a drama. I feel like the horror is kind of saved for, once you find out what's actually happening, that's obviously the underlying horror, and then towards the end, I suppose, is really where the big moments are.
Sure.
That are the scariest. But once you know what's going on, it's like that's all you're thinking about,
Yes.
the whole time.
Yes.
And that's what everyone else is thinking about. So it's a very heavy film.
Yeah, we were pretty upset during this film because of people's commitments and also their decisions, and like the fact that they're forcing their decisions on others.
Yes.
And there's children in this movie, and the kid from Jojo Rabbit, who's kind of the main character, I suppose, is easily the best character in the film.
Absolutely.
And the only likable person outside of maybe Lucy Punch's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely, what's his name? Is it William?
I don't know.
Anyway, he's definitely the best character and the one that, we were relating to the most. And I think
100%.
most people would be relating to him as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I really enjoyed it. What did you?
Yeah, I liked it. I think that the comedy really comes from it reminds me of something like Home Alone or Krampus, or any movie that has that like overcrowded house with a bunch of different personalities clashing against one another, rivalries and tensions from past indiscrepancies and stuff like that. Yeah. There's that like just a bunch of people butting heads that are like supposed to be family, and a lot of comedy like coming out of that. And there's definitely funny moments. There's devastatingly depressing moments throughout the latter half, for sure. And there's definitely some really great questions that the film poses that I think people really need to think upon. And I think that this film is really well timed for the world that we currently live in. I definitely would recommend it. I just don't think you should go to some crazy lengths to watch this. Wait for this to somehow become more readily available to you. But it's a good Christmas watch. But don't expect to kind of come out of it like cheery and laughing.
Yeah.
Right? It's a downer fucking movie, man. Can't say what movie it reminds me of because that would definitely give it away. So I shouldn't even have bothered saying that. But regardless. Yeah, check it out. Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.